Well, the gym is filling up with fans, many of whom saw an exciting Game 1 where the New London High School Whalers beat the Griswold Wolverines to get the first slot in the ECC Boys Final, and now it's Part 3. Whether it's Indiana Jones and the Final Crusade or the Return of the Jedi, Part 3 of the trilogy is always fun to watch. And we're going to bring it to you on Game Day. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien for Part 3, Ledyard Bacon Academy.
The game, Casey. The third game they played this year. Ledyard come up on top both games. And just a week and a half ago, Ledyard won at Bacon Academy. Tough to beat a team 3 times in the same season. Third time's a charm, or 3 strikes and you're out.
Well, there is a huge rivalry between these two schools that started on the football field and trickled onto the basketball court. They have done battle twice, very hotly contested games, very emotional games, and at stake tonight, a chance to play New London in the ECC final. So, Sports Doctor, what we want to know is, what is the story behind tonight's game? Who are the players that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, Casey, well, the Sports Doctor's players to watch tonight for the Ledyard Colonels, Trevor Hutchins, sophomore forward center, one of the young guns for this Colonel team. Hutchins' tremendous wingspan make him a strong defender and rebounder. He also has the offensive skill set to score from 10 feet away and with his back to the basket. The sophomore is playing more like an upperclassman down the stretch for Dave Cornish and the Ledyard Colonels. For the Bacon Academy Bobcats, say no more, Jimmy Matos, senior point guard, the Mr. Do-Everything for the Bobcats. A high-energy defender and a scoring machine for Bacon, making him one of the most valuable players in the league. Matos can burn you from the three-point line or take it to the rack. Offense is his middle name.
Well, we're going to be watching both Matos and Hutchins tonight. But right there you see Ledyard coach Dave Cornish. Now, Ledyard has beaten Bacon Academy twice this season, both highly contested games. Now, for Dave Cornish, a third victory means he's got a spot in the ECC Finals, and that's a place he feels they belong. But as he told you, Sports Doctor, after their semifinal win, beating a team 3 times is never easy.
Ledyard basketball coach Dave Cornish, another trip to the ECC semifinal tournament.
Yeah, it's been a long journey getting here. You know, we started in December, and this is where we expected to be, and we're here.
You know, talk about the growth of the team throughout the course of the season because, you know, way back in November when you guys first started practicing, December doing games, you didn't really know what you had in a ball club, but I think you kind of know what you got right now.
Yeah, I mean, we were searching for, our top 8, top 7 rotation, but I think we've kind of solidified that now. The guys know their roles, and you know, they know what we expect of them.
Now, you're facing Bacon Academy for the 3rd time this year, and quite quickly, because you just saw them about a week and a half ago. I mean, is that a challenge when you're facing a team 3 times in one season?
Oh, absolutely, because a few years when we battled NFA, 3 times, and ended up playing them here, and they got us twice. So that's going to be a message I'll be preaching to my team. You know, you can't just rest on those 2, regular season victories. You got to come out. It's like we never played them.
Now, the importance of, this night, the semifinals, and, possibly winning a championship. I'm sure you're not even thinking about that right now. You just want to get to that game. But the importance of that for Ledyard basketball in your program.
Yeah, I've told my guys we want to max out the season, and get to that final game. And you get to that final game, anything can happen. You know what I mean? So that's our goal, is to get there on Friday night.
You're watching Game Day live on theday.com, and you're seeing Bacon Academy coach John Shea talking to Griswold coach Rob Molesky. Now, Coach Shea knows his team has what it takes to win the ECC tournament. The sports doctor spoke with him after their semifinal win, and Shea was very honest about the challenge ahead.
What changes during tournament time? Preparation, practice time, is it changed that much as you get this deep into the season?
Not really. We don't practice as long as the season goes on, and it's more important what we do every minute in practice because we can't really have the wear and tear on the kids' bodies because it's that time of year. So we try to have the concentration level upped and maximize every minute we have in there. So it does get a little more intense, and you're going against teams that you're more aware of. So really, there's not as many excuses. You should really know what their tendencies are, and that's up to the coaches to help with the players, with the scouting and everything.
Now, do you guys feel like this is a special year for Bacon Academy basketball? I mean, do you feel like you can actually have a legit shot at winning the tournament?
Well, there's 4 teams left. I mean, we've played Ledyard close, so you never know. But until we beat Ledyard once, then, you got to go out and do it. I think we'll be in the game. I think it'll be a pretty good game, but we got to win one. We got to beat them. We got to beat Ledyard one time, and then you can talk about the championship. But, yeah, there's a chance, definitely, yeah.
And now I'm a type of guy, I feel like this is the funnest time of year for high school basketball. This weekend in general, the games coming up, the semifinals, finals. Is it fun for you as a coach?
Yeah, it is. It is fun because you're just gonna go as hard as you can for as long as you can, and this is it. And you're gonna move on, but it's intense, and that's the kids pick up on it, and it's what it's all it's what it's all about. The end of the season, championships, and everything. So it's pretty good.
All right. Good luck, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bacon Academy coach John Shea and sports doctor. Just like maybe New London was a little bit in the heads of Griswold, is Ledyard a little bit in the heads of Bacon Academy?
I don't think so. I think Bacon knew they could have won both those games. They just couldn't get over the hump. So I think Bacon is actually a pretty confident group, and so is Ledyard. I think Bacon right now is more salivating more than anything.
Well, we'll find out. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
A 2016 Chevrolet Cruze Limited LS lease for $95 a month or drive for only $48.49. That's right, drive for only $4,849.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
The following is a presentation of The Day.
Bacon Academy and Ledyard have created quite a rivalry in the past year. Hotly contested football games have become basketball battles. Close throughout, in front of passionate student sections, Ledyard has been able to pull out 2 close victories. Tonight, the trilogy will be completed. Ledyard coach Dave Cornish liked how his team handled St. Bernard in the quarters, but is also aware how difficult it is to beat a team 3 times in one season. Bacon was inconsistent in its win against East Lyme, but has been waiting for one more chance to face the Colonels. Now, they have that chance. But Bacon coach John Shea knows it won't be easy. Will the 3rd time be the charm for the Bobcats, or will it be 3 strikes and you're out? The ECC Boys Basketball Tournament is hotter than ever, and it's on Game Day next on theday.com. Today's coverage of the ECC basketball tournament is brought to you by Philomena's Restaurant. Welcome back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. Sports doctor, why don't you give us the keys to today's game?
Sure thing, Casey O'Neill. The sports doctor's keys to the game for the Ledyard Colonels. 1 and done. Rebound the basketball and don't give the Bobcats second chance scoring opportunities. Make it count. Value each possession, limit the turnovers on the offensive end. And last but not least, push the tempo. Fast, and faster on both ends of the floor. Ledyard wants to dictate the pace of the game. For the Bacon Academy Bobcats, get off to a fast start. Establish early momentum from the opening tip. Points in the paint. Take advantage of the size up front and get some easy buckets down low. And last but not least, finish. Make plays down the stretch and finish the game versus the top-ranked Ledyard Colonels.
Those are the sports doctors' keys to the game, and we've got ourselves the makings of a good one. Like you said, Bacon Academy, 2 very close games with Ledyard. They want that ECC final. It's the next step in the evolution of this team.
Yeah, and finish the game may be the most important thing tonight for Bacon Academy. They had a 6-point lead with about 5 minutes left to go in their own building and couldn't hang on. Ledyard beat them 72-68. So putting themselves in a position and closing out the ball game, probably the biggest hurdle that Bacon has to climb.
One of the best things I've ever seen in high school basketball, and it echoes a little bit of Mike DeMoro's column today in The Day, which talked about how grown-ups are really trying to steal every ounce of fun they can from the cheering sections of these high schools. Every single time that Sean Kelly, the guard for Bacon Academy, touched the basketball, the entire Ledyard student section booed him. every single time he touched the basketball. I talked to Sean Kelly, and I said to him, how does it feel to be the guy that brings up that much animosity? And he says, you know what?
He loves it.
They don't boo people unless those people are good enough to be booed.
Ah, there you go. You hit the nail right on the head. And it's all in good fun, too, because, listen, these kids face each other in football. They face each other in basketball. You know, Bacon beat Ledyard. Ledyard beat Bacon in football. And it spills over a little bit.
We will have one change to the starting lineup tonight. Senior Austin Prevost is in the starting lineup in place of sophomore Riley Dyer for Bacon Academy. So when we run your starting lineups, please keep that in mind. But Sports Doctor, what do you got?
Nah, this is a full gym right now, Casey. This has got a big-time game feel to it. Both teams from the first semifinal hanging around a little bit. Students are in here. This, again, is postseason basketball, March Madness, ECC, and game day style.
You know, as we talked earlier, you know, New London feels like it's their birthright at this point to be in the final. Well, Coach Cornish experienced a lot of that when he was at New London. He's feeling pretty like it's his spot now to be in the final. So this is a big opportunity for them to get back into the finals again.
You know, he may downplay it on the record and publicly, but he wants another crack at New London on Friday night.
Well, we are almost there for tip time, so let's go and find out who our starting lineups are in tonight's ball game.
Zach Lawrence, Jack Jacter.
Peter Gazibwe, Jack Jacter. Jimmy Matos, Jack Jacter.
Sean Kelly, Jack Jacter.
Paul Chassie, CES.
Isaiah McNair, Ledyard Center School. Stephen Fletcher, Ledyard Center School. Isaiah Kimball, Ledyard Center School.
Scott Whipple, Ledyard Middle School.
Kevin Hutchins, Julie W. Long, Elementary School.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
2016 Chevrolet Cruze Limited LT. Lease for $119 a month or drive for only $56.21. That's right, drive for only $5,621.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
My name is Deanna Shepard-Smith. I have 2 kids at Nathan Hale Elementary School in New London. They come from out of town, so they get up really early, get the bus, they come to school. The way that they teach the students here, it's concentrated on how the child learns. So each child is treated individually on how they learn and how they excel. I would say absolutely hands down, do what you can to get in. Without a doubt, I can't even begin to express how big the impact is.
Did I ever tell you how much I loved you?
Citizens of Earth, don't believe you'll miss me when I'm gone.
Ready for tip-off, live from the Francis X. Sweeney Gymnasium on the campus of Waterford High School. It is game 2 of the 2016 ECC Boys Semifinals. It's the championship tournament. Who's going to face New London? The day's coverage of the ECC tournament is brought to you by Philomena's Restaurant.
Big-time basketball, big-time officials. Rich Ratachoni, Tony Nacito, and my man Greg Keith. Your officials for tonight's second game. We got a big-time feel. The gym is packed. New London awaits the winner. Ledyard Bacon. For the third time, I give you the voice of game day, my good friend, Mr. Casey O'Neill.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. Gazibwe, Matos, and Kelly, all sporting the blue headbands. Zach Lawrence and Austin Prevost round out the Bobcats 5 in the Bobcat blue. Out to face them, McNair, Campbell, Fletcher, Whipple, and Hutchins. Hutchins will jump with Prevost. Bacon going left to right. The music is playing. We are ready for part 3. Nacito will throw the ball in. Bacon wins. Kelly gets it ahead to Matos, and Bacon will have possession 1.
And Ledyard comes out with ball pressure, man-to-man defense. Signature for the Ledyard Colonels.
Lawrence gets it to the foul line to Kelly. He's got McNair. Kelly spins, gets to the Lawrence, cutting baseline, stepped on the end line, and it will be a turnover as Lawrence, cutting to the basket, stepped on the line.
Unlike the first game, Casey, I don't think there's going to be a feeling out process in this one. I think both teams are going to go right at it early from the get-go.
Slugfest tonight in part 3. Trilogies mean it's got to end. In the corner it goes to Fletcher. Whipple, baseline. Misses a tough layup underneath of Prevost, and out of the pack the Bobcats will have it. Now Matos drives left, gets it to Kelly. Kelly just inside the three-point line, no good. Prevost had a chance at the weak side rebound, but went off his hands, and Greg Keith says Ledyard basketball.
Yeah, good look by Kelly in the corner, and Bacon likes to do that. They like to dive guards into the baseline, three-point line, and try and knock a shot or two down. Good look early from Kelly, just didn't fall.
Bacon in their 2-3 zone. Whipple gets it into the corner to Fletcher. Lawrence is on him. Bacon extends that zone out on the shooters. Hutchins, ball loose, and out of the pack, Gazibwe comes away with it, and Matos will bring it up for the Bobcats. Matos, long three, no good. Up high, Whipple for the rebound. Man, can Scotty Whipple jump.
Athletic, the youth.
Campbell swings to Fletcher. Matos got a hand on the pass, disrupting the rhythm of it, so Ledyard will set. Whipple has it batted away by Prevost. Campbell, Fletcher drives baseline, pull up 12-footer, long. McNair on the weak side follow is fouled. Isaiah McNair on the weak side follow will go to the line to shoot two. Foul was on Zach Lawrence with a weak side push.
Well, we see early dividends being paid off by Prevost in that zone, denying the ball on the entry pass to Scotty Whipple. And then you see on the other side, Booger McNair, Isaiah McNair, aggressive getting to the rim on the weak side on a miss. Heads up play by the junior guard.
Very clear that Bacon went to school on the previous two Ledyard games defensively. This is a much more aggressive zone. They're out on the shooters. They're denying Fletcher the ball. It's very clear that they have a strategy in mind tonight. The question is, Ledyard will have a counter for that strategy. McNair makes two.
Here comes a press.
Matos gets it ahead to Kelly. Kelly with the left hand up ahead to Gazibwe. Lob inside to Prevost. On the floor, Prevost sticks with it. Kelly drives underneath the Gazibwe, and Gazibwe is fouled by Whipple, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. The senior running back / guard, Peter Gazibwe. Also a big favorite of the junior voice of GameDay.
Scotty Whipple's a kid who gets himself into early foul trouble, and he's got to stay on the court for the Ledyard Colonels. He is the X factor. He is the athletic one. It's tough for him to pick up early fouls.
I feel like Whipple has some similarities with Terrell Martinez of New London. High energy, and the downside of that is some cheap fouls and hard to keep him on the floor.
Yeah, and it's probably due to an over-aggressive style, so you can't really blame the kid for that. But there's a time when you got to use your head a little bit, and that time Whipple just kind of cut out of position.
Gazibwe misses both, but Prevost goes high for the rebound and saves it. Lawrence has it, and Bacon will reset. Nice work, Austin Prevost, aggressive. Matos, hounded, goes all the way to the basket, pulls up, and Hutchins gets the block. You saw Matos not wanting to get the charge because Hutchins had position, but Hutchins still got the block. McNair for three, no good. Ball tipped, Matos comes out of the pack, and Fletcher picks his pocket. Up ahead it goes to Hutchins, who slips, but we're going to get a foul on Gazibwe underneath.
And this is the kind of pace that Ledyard wants. They want that helter-skelter, turnover, bit of a sloppy game right now. That's okay for Dave Cornish and the Ledyard Colonels. And on cue, Trevor Hutchins getting ready to check in at the scorer's bench. But, again, that's Ledyard's ballgame. Creating havoc, creating turnovers, easy scoring opportunities.
Kevin Hutchins, a little gimpy coming off the floor, limping a little bit, favoring his leg, replaced by brother, sophomore Trevor.
Whipple back in the game, too. Just got a quick talking to by Dave Cornish and back in it.
Whipple drives, layup no good. Prevost with a strong rebound. Loses it out of bounds. It'll stay Bacon Academy basketball. Austin Prevost is very strong. Riley Dyer is going to check into the game. All game day selection Riley Dyer will replace Prevost. Good early work from Prevost. There's the Ledyard trap. Lazy pass picked off by Fletcher. Weak side block by Matos on Hutchins, and then another block on the weak side by Dyer. but a lazy pass gets the Ledyard turnover, and they'll be their ball underneath the basket.
And with the speed of the Ledyard guards, you got to make good passes in the offensive set.
McNair underneath. It's tipped out of bounds by Kelly. He was looking for Hutchins, and it'll stay Ledyard basketball.
Yeah, had Whipple sleeping through the lane that time. He just didn't see him.
McNair again. This time it goes to Fletcher. Open look. Kelly got out on him, and the rebound comes down, tipped around by Dyer. Out of bounds. It'll be Bacon Academy basketball. Both teams playing very aggressive here in the early going.
A little sloppy, a little unconventional, and
oh, nice job that time. Lawrence on the layup ties the game. Kelly to Lawrence. Nice breaking of pressure that time by Bacon. Fletcher drives baseline, pulls up, tries to find Whipple. Kelly intercepts it instead, and then Kelly dribbles and loses it on the out-of-bounds line, and it will remain Ledyard basketball. Both teams very aggressive, hands, stripping. These teams are trying to turn each other over.
John Shea lobbying for a foul over there on the side. Right now for the Bacon Academy Bobcats, looking for some sort of explanation from official Greg Keith. Frenetic pace early in this ballgame, unlike the first game.
We see freshman Kenny Turner into the game for Ledyard, replacing Whipple. He gets the ball on the block, spins, kicks out to Fletcher. Fletcher drives, loses the ball. Dyer comes up with it, gets it to Matos. Matos looking to push. Matos drives all the way to the basket. Left-hander is good. Little left-handed floater in the lane. Jimmy Matos gives Bacon its first lead.
They're sloppy basketball right now early going for the Colonels. Extra pass, shoot the ball.
Inside and outside, McNair with a long three. No good. Rebound by Hutchins. And he's tied up by Gazibwe, who forces him to walk. I like the look that time by McNair.
Yeah, a couple of youngsters in the ballgame right now. Freshman Kenny Turner and sophomore Trevor Hutchins, who we spotlighted in the pregame. Right now, a little unsure of themselves out there. And there goes the Ledyard press, creating a turnover right there. And that's Ledyard bread and butter. No doubt about that, Case.
Paul Chassie into the game, replacing Gazibwe. Bacon definitely bothered. They're inbounding to Matos every time, letting him get trapped. I don't quite understand that. Campbell will take over up the top for the Colonels and run an offensive set. Fletcher, McNair, and Campbell, the junior trio of guards that play up top for Ledyard. Ledyard right now has junior, sophomore, freshman in the game. Think about that, ECC. And McNair just hounding Dyer. It'll be off of McNair out of bounds, Bacon basketball, but the referee's letting him be physical.
Two easy looks at the rim by Trevor Hutchins. Has not been able to convert right now, and the game is real physical and real chippy here early. Coach Shea not happy one bit at all for the Bobcats.
Campbell to McNair. They have Turner on the top as well. Now he switches with Fletcher. McNair finds Hutchins inside, blocked by Dyer. Kelly comes out of the pack. Kelly, long passes, intercepted, going the other way. Turner, Kelly steps in and strips him, and now we're going back the other way. Kelly, 3-on-2, all the way. Left-handed layup is good. Sean Kelly, coast to coast, and a timeout. Rich Radiccioni. The ball went into the student section, but a nice job as we see the elder Hutchins back into the game. Kevin replacing Trevor, but Bacon on a little 6-0 run.
Yeah, sloppy play early here for the Colonels. They cannot convert. They're turning the ball over, and Bacon is taking advantage of that.
A much crisper Bacon Academy team than what we saw when they faced Ledyard early in their year. Of course, that game was in Ledyard, a very tough place to play. Neutral court here, perhaps helping a little bit. Campbell from the foul line, blocked by Dyer. Oh, and they're going to call Riley Dyer with a foul on the Campbell jump shot. Ice Campbell will get a chance to shoot too.
Yeah, Ledyard right now struggling to find some sort of offensive identity. They're not getting baskets off the pressure. They're not getting any clean looks from jump shots. They're getting nothing at the rim. Right now, Ledyard searching Casey to create some sort of easy scoring opportunities. A little bit of a bailout call there puts Isaiah Campbell at the line for two.
Yeah, the length of Bacon Academy definitely bothering Ledyard, both with their shooters and in the lane. I think we've seen more blocked shots in this early part of the first period than we saw in the other two games combined. Coach John Shea is very animated, and Tony Nacito came over and told Coach Shea there will be no more of that. Coach John Shea very animated in the early going.
Sure, yeah.
Working the officials, thought there were some fouls. Campbell misses both. unusual for him, the man they call ice.
Lid on the basket right now for the Colonels.
Lawrence, baseline, beats everyone. Layup is good. Bacon attacking the basket. Kelly, now Lawrence. 8-2 Bobcats. Fletcher tries to split the double team, gets to the foul line. Campbell to McNair. McNair drives, takes an extra step, no walk, gets his own rebound. A lot of contact. Hutchins comes out of it, and he's going to go to the line. I think McNair got away with an extra step, and then from there it was just chaos.
That's a bit of a two-step, and with things happening near the rim, here comes Prevost into the game for Bacon Academy. Very physical play right now down low in this game.
That's because Dyer picked up his second foul, so Riley Dyer's going to have to go to the line. Kevin Hutchins will shoot 2 for Ledyard, and Ledyard cannot get the ball in the basket right now.
Ledyard seems a little tight here in the early going. Ball's not moving on offense. They're missing some easy looks. They seem a little tight. They've got no flow, no rhythm at the moment.
One more for Hutchins. Second one is good. 5-point Bacon Academy lead with just under 3 minutes. Here comes the trap. Up ahead it goes to Gazibwe. He finds Chassie. Chassie pulls it up back to Matos, and Bacon will run an offensive set. Screen from Prevost. Now he rolls. Ball comes down to Chassie and back up top to Matos. Matos cross court. It goes to Lawrence. Fakes the three. Zach Lawrence drives. Finds Chassie from the corner. Three-pointer no good. Hutchins with the rebound. McNair comes out of it, and Bacon drops back as Ledyard will push. Whipple bangs into Prevost, and we're going to get a travel on Scotty Whipple as he jump-stepped, banged into Prevost, and then took another step.
Yeah, Scotty Whipple right now has got to harness some of that energy he's got and play some smart basketball out there, son. Pull up, knock down the jumper.
Here comes the pressure again from Ledyard. Matos tries to dribble out of it, can't do it, gets it to Lawrence. Lawrence back to Matos, pressure broken. Matos, crossover to the basket, and it's and one. Jimmy Matos slashing to the basket, puts Bacon Academy on top by 7, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, coast to coast that time by Matos, and not one Ledyard player step in and took the end line or the baseline away. He had an easy waltz to the rim that time.
Matos with an opportunity to extend the Bacon lead. And nothing but air that time. Gazibwe tries to reach in
violation.
On Fletcher. Up ahead it goes to McNair. In the corner, Whipple goes baseline on Chassie. Cross court, ball's loose on the floor. Fletcher has it. Dribbles through 4 defenders. Floater in the lane. Stephen Fletcher. That's a way to score.
Yeah, breaking things down on the offensive end.
Matos, Chassie gets out of it. 3-on-2. Now he pulls it back out. Finds Kelly. Open 3. Good! Sean Kelly for 3. Something we didn't see in the previous game.
Yeah, good look that time by Kelly, rising up and sticking it from downtown.
McNair goes baseline, loses the ball. Kelly comes out of the pack, behind the back. Tries to find Gazibwe and overshoots him. You know, Philomena's has expanded. Philomena's a day reader top selection for banquet facilities. Now has 2 private rooms. Flexible seating for from 10 to 150 guests. Available 7 days a week for any occasion. That's Philomena's.
Early going, Casey. Too much dribbling. Nonsense for the Ledyard Colonels out there. Too much unnecessary dribbling on the offensive end. Pass the ball. You're going to get some open looks.
Prevost reaches in, steals. Up ahead to Gazibwe. Finds a cutting Prevost. Layup is good. Austin Prevost on a nice look from Peter Gazibwe. And Dave Cornish wants a timeout.
Yeah, and right now the Bacon Academy Bobcats taking it to the Ledyard Colonels. 10-point lead. They were down 2-0 early. Then they've kind of out-Ledyard at their game.
And like a prize fighter, the 5 Bacon starters went to go sit on the bench, and the coaches went, no, stand up.
Stand up.
You're not tired. You're not going to show that you're tired. Stand up.
Yeah,
a little psychological issues going on there.
Sure thing. The hustle plays that Ledyard is used to getting, the loose balls, the layups, the fast break points, they're all going Bacon's way. Right now, Bacon out hustling Ledyard. Ledyard's got to settle into this game, find some sort of offensive identity, and start scoring some points.
Well, I think the biggest difference between the last game, the Ledyard student section, the Colonel crew, in that little gymnasium, were loud and into it. Here in the cavernous Waterford High School gym, they're not really making any noise. Long 3 from Fletcher is good, and I think Stephen Fletcher knows that he's going to have to make some baskets here. Pressure by Ledyard. Chassie gets it ahead. Kelly. And Kelly will break pressure. Here come the boos for Kelly. And we're going to get a offensive foul on Paul Chassie. A little screen away from the ball.
Fouls on Prevost. I'm sorry. Yeah, Prevost on a high screen. You know, you're right about Stephen Fletcher. He's going to find himself to get off, to get going a little bit, to manufacture some points. And, you know, that rise up three will help loosen up that zone a little bit.
Campbell with the basketball for the Colonels. Pulls it back out. Now Fletcher, who's made 5 straight points for Ledyard. Drives to the left, kicks it in the corner. Long three for Turner. No good. Rebound Matos, which denies Ledyard the ability to press. Up ahead it goes to the Gazibwe. Inside to Prevost, who was hounded by Campbell. And they're going to say out of bounds and which way the official's pointing. They're going to consult. It should be Ledyard ball. We'll see what they say. It is.
Yeah.
Ledyard basketball.
Yeah, Prevost hit that ball out of bounds off the tie-up. Good call.
One thing we haven't seen yet is the Ledyard student section hounding Sean Kelly. That's what we're talking about. At Ledyard, they were all over him, and it seemed to affect him. Tonight, not so much. A little bit quiet so far. Under 10 seconds now. Fletcher, pull up three from the wing. No good. Long rebound comes down to Prevost. Under 5 seconds. He gets it ahead to Kelly. Under 3. Matos going to have to heave it. 3-quarter court. No good. And we have reached the end of quarter number 1. The Bacon Academy Bobcats with a 7-point lead. Join us for second quarter action on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
2016 Chevrolet Malibu Limited LT for only $157 a month, or drive for only $62.07. You heard me right. Drive it for only $6,207.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
Did I ever tell you how much I loved you?
Citizens of Earth, don't believe you'll miss me when I'm gone.
The day's coverage of the ECC tournament is brought to you by Philomena's Restaurant. Head on down and feel like family.
The family affair.
You see
the legendary coach Ralph Giro going over things with Dave Cornish. Dave's learned a lot from him in Troy and the whole New London scheme.
Yeah, Ralph Ruggiero is the mentor, New London coach. Coached the great Tyson Wheeler to multiple state championships at New London.
Yeah, a couple of rings on his finger, huh?
Whipple. Cross court it goes to McNair. Got to be careful of that pass. McNair drives baseline, throws up a running left-hander. Isaiah McNair with a nice basket. Matos now, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Campbell. That'll be the third team foul on Ledyard. And Bacon will inbound, and Ledyard will sag off of the pressure. Matos aggressive to Kelly. Kelly swings. Matos, long three. Front of the rim, no good. Strong rebound, Scotty Whipple. And he'll push. Up ahead to Ice Campbell. Swings it in the corner to McNair. Touch pass to Fletcher. Fletcher fakes the three. Bacon swinging around in that zone. Ledyard content to swing it around. Long three by McNair. No good. Front rim. Prevost tips it. Whipple comes down with it behind the back to McNair. He misses the layup, and Matos comes down with it, and he'll push for the Bobcats up the left sideline. Matos stutters, crossover, throws up a wild shot, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. We'll see if that's a shooting foul. Rich Radiccioni, our official, says 21 white with a chop. That'll be 2. So at the line, Jimmy Matos will shoot 2, foul on Hutchins.
2s and 1s, 2s and 1, 21, 2. 21, 2 shots. 2 shots for Matos. You know, Ledyard looks like they're almost not ready at times on the offensive end for the quick passes underneath, for the little dishes here and there. You know, they're down by 6 right now, but just something not clicking with the Colonels.
Zach Lawrence back in as Matos nails his second. Such a smooth
shooter.
He
can score, can't he? He's a good ball player.
And his mother, one of the nicest people in the world, the waitress at Family Pizza in Colchester. She's as nice as you can get. Long three from Stephen Fletcher. Fletcher sort of single-handedly keeping Ledyard in this thing.
Rising up and sticking the shot from downtown. Fletcher with 8 points. Casey, we've talked about that young man all year. He has one of the sweetest looking jump shots when he gets himself going.
You know, talking about sweetness, the desserts down at Philomena's restaurant. You know, right there, here in Waterford, Connecticut, they have been recognized as one of the top family restaurants by Connecticut Magazine. Not just for those desserts, but for the entire atmosphere. Stop in with your family and see their family down at Philomena's. It's a comfortable environment, fresh food. You can try the award-winning clam chowder or Mrs. B's famous meatball salad. There's so much good stuff going on at Philomena's. Please visit them at philomenascafe.com for more info.
Sports Doctor has a bit of a sweet tooth. He's a big dessert guy. Loves his cakes and pies, and certainly a big fan of cannolis.
Oh, the cannoli.
I mean, listen.
Yeah, they got some good cannolis down
You
there.
ever pass away a dessert?
I don't push many desserts back in the other direction.
No, I can. Listen, we can. Desserts are good.
I went to a nice restaurant. Big ice cream fan. Went to a nice restaurant in Springfield, Massachusetts, where it was a game night. So me and the junior voice, we had some kangaroo
for dessert.
Had some
kangaroo.
Had some ostrich medallions. Had some elk schnitzel. Had some frog legs. The junior voice had some alligator bites.
With pie a la mode.
Says it tastes like fish. And for dessert, I had a lemon cake with blueberries. It was fantastic.
I'll take your word for it.
There's the booze for Sean Kelly. Bacon breaks pressure. Kelly, wide open three. Oh, rattles in and out, and McNair comes down with a rebound. Kelly trying to silence the critics.
Fletcher with his hand up at all times down the offensive set.
Oh, what a pass. A fastball from McNair to Whipple, but he misses the layup. Prevost comes down with a rebound, and he'll be fouled.
And again, a frustration foul that time by Ledyard as they failed to convert on a layup and then get called in for the reach-in.
I don't know if Isaiah McNair plays baseball, but he just threw a fastball that time to Whipple.
Isaiah McNair tried to go in there and steal the inbounds. John Shea was very alert, caught that.
Bacon basketball. Ledyard is showing pressure, down 4. Kind of crept back into this thing now, though, only down 4. Matos finds Kelly. Kelly up ahead to Matos. They're trying to break pressure with a dribble. That's always hard to do. Up ahead it goes. Now Kelly to Gazibwe. Gazibwe is going to walk. He tried to get it into Prevost, but it wasn't there, and Gazibwe couldn't hold up the dribble.
Yeah, the first time tonight that the Ledyard press was actually effective a little bit. They got a non-ball handle of the ball in a tough spot where he could be trapped. Ledyard turns him over. Let's see if Fletcher can stay hot for the Colonels.
Down 4, 6 minutes remaining. Ledyard as close as they've been in a while. Campbell gets it. Whipple. Spins, fade away, no good. Prevost comes down with a rebound, and Matos gets it. Whipple had the look he wanted, rattled it off the backboard, couldn't get it to fall. Kelly being hounded by McNair. Up ahead to Matos. Matos gets a screen, drives, right hand. Wild layup attempt, no good. It was altered by Hutchins and out of the pack. Matos with a steal, up ahead. Layup is good. Jimmy Matos doing a little bit of everything.
Ledyard beat at their own game that time. 8 points for Matos, the turnover, and a hoop at the rim.
Campbell drives, and we're going to get a little touch foul on the perimeter.
A ticky-tack foul, as you would call it.
I like the ticky-tack fouls. Nickel and dimer. Pocket change.
Loose change.
Loose change, even better. Kenny Turner back into the ball game for the Colonels. He replaces Ice Campbell. And right now, Ledyard has the biggest lineup that you'll see out there with Hutchins, Turner, McNair, Whipple, and Fletcher. This is as big as they get.
And with Ice Campbell out of the game, you'll see Fletcher take over the point guard responsibilities.
Oh, Whipple with a nice move in the lane. Shot was altered by Prevost. McNair, 2 cracks at it. Ball on the floor. It's bouncing around. And we're going to see out of bounds somehow off of Kelly. I don't know how that happens. But Greg Keith was right on it, and he was a lot closer than I was.
Bit of a scrum down there going out for the ball.
McNair gets it into Whipple. Again altered by Prevost. But this time, Whipple's athletic ability, he hung in the air, and they're going to get Austin Prevost on the foul.
Yeah, and Whipple's the type of kid he cannot be deterred. He's going to keep going to the rim, going to the rim, going to the rim. He's either going to convert or he's going to go to the line. Scotty Whipple that time staying with it. No hoop, but the harm.
2 fouls on Prevost, 2 fouls on Dyer. So both of the Bacon bigs with 2 fouls here, 5 minutes remaining as Whipple calmly knocks down the first.
And with 5 minutes and change left to go here in the first half, Ledyard will be at the free throw line from here on out.
Second one for Whipple is up, rattles around, and it is good. 4-point lead. Ledyard staying in the pressure. Lawrence back to Kelly. Kelly to Matos. Matos, long three, squares up, no good. Gazibwe on the weak side, but we're going to get a whistle and a foul. Rich Radiccioni saying that Gazibwe pushed off.
And you're going to have shooting. Here we go. Just under 5 minutes to go.
This could make for a long 5 minutes.
You know, Matos is one of those kids, though, in the offensive set, especially in the half court, which Ledyard can't afford to lose. You can't afford to lose track of him. He has the green light, Casey, as soon as he crosses half court.
And I'm not sure if he had a wide open look. He squared his feet up, but 2 feet behind the line, he may have been better served going to the basket with that. He's very good at drawing contact. He's strong at the rim. I know he likes the wide open looks. He doesn't get them that often, but maybe he would have been better served going to the basket.
I would have shot it.
Well, that's, of course, I've seen you shoot.
I'm a chucker.
The sports doctor is a chucker. Just, Carlos, if you're listening, don't get into a battle with the sports doctor.
Guys, no competition. I've already put him in his place. He didn't even want to come out in the pregame and take me on. And Ledyard's right back in this game. Only down by 1 possession after being down 15-5 at the end of the first quarter.
Kelly comes out of it. Pulls up, 3 from the top. No good. Rebound is high. And Whipple comes down with it. And he's tied up by Prevost. Jump ball. And it's going to say Ledyard basketball, but Austin Prevost really got in there. Very physical.
2 quick looks from the three-point line and back-to-back possessions from Sean Kelly and from Matos in the corner. And I'm not Coach Shea calls a timeout because I'm pretty sure he'd like to see a little more patience in the offensive set. Seemed to be the last 2 or 3 times down the floor. Bacon has been rushed into taking some long-range jumpers.
Bacon got out to that lead by getting to the basket.
Yes.
Lawrence and Kelly and Matos getting to the basket, breaking pressure, and attacking the rack. Then going into their own pressure. All of a sudden, they're settling for jump shots. And that's when they get in trouble and lets Ledyard run.
And I'm sure that's what Coach Shea is talking about. He's talking about patience in the offensive set. Let's run our stuff. Let's get to the rim. We got a lead. Let's play with it. Let's expand on it. Let's give them the ball right back.
Can't shoot the wide open jump shots all the time. Sometimes better served going to the basket. Chassis into the ball game for Bacon. So Chassis, Matos, Kelly, Lawrence, and Prevost. Campbell is still out of the basketball game, so Campbell's back in the game. Campbell, Fletcher, Whipple, Hutchins. Chassis, up ahead it goes to Lawrence, and Bacon will set. Matos with the basketball, and a 3-point lead. Offense has cooled a little bit here in the last few minutes. Lawrence up top, looking for a screen, and loses it out of bounds. Nice pressure by Fletcher that time on Matos. Didn't allow the pass, and it's a turnover.
Yeah, and again, in a game like this, we talk about soft passes. You got to make good, crisp passes out there. That time it cost Bacon.
Straight ahead 3 from Campbell, no good. I don't think that's the shot they want. And no call as Chassis comes down with the basketball, and Ledyard comes out with it. Campbell to McNair. A lot of physical contact right now. Fletcher, long 3 from the corner, no good. Rebound comes down to Matos, and he'll push. From the wing that time, Fletcher had a look. Matos all the way, but Whipple had his feet set, and there it is, the Ledyard drawing of the charge. They're the best in the business in the ECC.
Scotty Whipple staying home and taking the charge. Signature of the Ledyard Colonel defense.
I think Coach John Shea, who's very animated right now, still can't believe that he didn't get a foul call on the other end on Paul Chassis' rebound, but Shea is very frustrated right now, really working official Rich Radiccioni. Ledyard looking to tie. Campbell from the wing, in and out. Prevost with the rebound. He needs help. Gets it ahead to Kelly. Kelly's got Chassis on the wing. Kelly, cross court, wild pass, but Lawrence comes down with it. Lawrence pulls up just inside the foul line. No good, and up high, Scotty Whipple. Now Fletcher looks to push. In the lane, floater, rattles. Kelly with a strong rebound.
Sloppy basketball right now, both teams.
Cross court to Chassis, in the corner Lawrence. Inside it goes to Prevost. Prevost spins, looking to kick it back out, does, and Lawrence walks with the basketball.
But two-step quick step over there by Lawrence. Right idea, bad foot motion, trying to get the ball to the rim. Game's a little bit sloppy right now here, Casey. Time to get things under control for the coaches a little bit. Players, 19-16 right now. Scoring is at a minimum here at Waterford High School.
Dyer and Gazibwe back into the game for Bacon, replacing Prevost and Lawrence. And Kenny Turner back into the ball game, replacing Campbell for the Colonels. Ledyard bench shouting for movement. They want to move the basketball. Whipple for three, and he drains it. And we are all tied at 19. Scotty Whipple up ahead. Interception by Whipple. He's doing it all. Drives to the basket. Runner is good. Hello, Scotty Whipple. Welcome to the ECC semifinals.
5-0 run by the Ledyard Colonels.
Dyer gets it ahead to Kelly. Unopposed to the basket. Gives it up to Chassis for the lay-in. And just like that, Bacon.
Game's heating up. Bacon's heating up.
All tied up at 21. Scoring is coming in bunches. Whipple with another three, same spot, this time short. McNair saves it to Fletcher, three from the top, no good. Dyer comes down with a strong rebound, and it's ripped away, and they're going to call Riley Dyer with the offensive foul.
Third foul on Riley Dyer. Frustrated young man. A lot of contact going on down there. Kids fighting for the ball. Riley Dyer called for the offensive hook.
And it's all about Isaiah McNair. You see Coach John Shea saying, what do I got to do? McNair is a pest. He is an absolute pest. Underneath McNair, up top to Turner, and it'll give it to Whipple. McNair's a pest. That's all I can say about him. Long three, McNair feeling it, no good, back iron. Gazibwe goes up high for the rebound. Kelly, they're going to try to free Matos. Kelly's got McNair on him with the left hand now. Looking for a screen. Pressured, finds a cutting Dyer underneath. Sean Kelly, the quarterback, touchdown. Nice look that time to Dyer. Bacon up two.
An easy 2 points at the rim, which made Bacon successful in the first quarter. Back to it here.
And we're going to get a little 20-second timeout by Coach Dave Cornish.
We got a ball. I'm sorry, Casey. We've got a ball game here. 23-21 right now, Bacon Academy. It looks a little ugly on the scoreboard, but the pace is picked up in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and the pace has favored Ledyard. They like that ugly style of basketball. Bacon's hung around in there. They got a few looks at the rim, which made them successful in the first quarter.
I think both teams have taken some ill-advised shots from the outside, which has drawn the ire of their coaches. We saw Ice Campbell come out of the game after back-to-back ill-advised threes. We saw Sean Kelly come out of the game after he and Matos both settled for outside shots. You see the success for Bacon coming when they attack the basket.
Yes.
That's where they found their success. Plus, Ledyard, like you said, they want to pressure, they want to make it sloppy, and Bacon has to get better opportunities on the offensive end or else they play right into that pressure of Ledyard. Turner, Fletcher tries to split the defense, ball's on the floor, and somehow Stephen Fletcher comes out of it with the right-handed layup. Up ahead, Chassis spins, and he's going to be fouled by Whipple. I think the officials are going to try to tighten this thing up right now.
That's a dangerous spot for Scotty Whipple to be reaching in on the other side of half court. The play was already behind him a little bit. Second personal foul on Scotty Whipple.
We are all tied with 1:08 remaining in half number one, ECC semifinal number 2. Bacon Academy and Ledyard going to find out who's going to move on and play New London in Friday night's final. Matos drives, kicks it out to Kelly. He wanted a three, but he fumbled the pass. Now Kelly with McNair, gets a screen from Gazibwe. Kelly, three, straight ahead. It's good, off the bank. Sean Kelly.
Kelly's not afraid to shoot that shot.
Whipple at the foul line, quickly drives, tries to pass to Hutchins, a little too hard, and it'll be a turnover. Bacon ball with 37 seconds remaining. And we're going to get Austin Brandt into the basketball game, replacing Scotty Whipple.
Whipple coming out, doesn't want to get his third foul here down the stretch going into halftime.
Kelly with the basketball. Up ahead it goes to Gazibwe. Gazibwe, lob to Dyer. Dyer catch and gets the sweet roll, putting Bacon up 4, make it 5 rather, with 25 seconds remaining. McNair loses the ball on the floor. Ball's loose. Chassie comes down with it. Up ahead to Gazibwe. Gazibwe with Turner. Looks for contact and misses the layup, but is fouled. And Peter Gazibwe was looking for the contact from Turner all the way, and he'll go to the line with a chance to extend the 5-point lead.
Yeah, Bacon Academy closing out the first half with a strong run, getting back to the basics, which made them successful in the first quarter. Easy layups, looks at the rim, creating some scoring opportunities in transition. Bacon Academy is right of the ship here a little bit.
Gazibwe, first one is up and a little bit hard. Peter Gazibwe has really struggled from the line. Now we're going to get Wright's going to be checking into the ball game. Jade Wright is going to check into the ball game for Bacon. They're going to get both Dyer and Prevost off the floor. They do not want a third foul with 13 seconds. One more for Gazibwe. It's up and it's in and out. And Whipple gets the rebound. He'll push. Heading down under 10 seconds. Scotty Whipple drives. Right-handed floater in the lane is good. Scotty Whipple. And time is running off the clock. Bacon may not get a shot off. Gazibwe, Kelly, and that will do it. We are at halftime of game number 2, 28-25. Bacon is in the lead. We're going to have the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. He is at center court with leading coach John Shea.
Coach John Shea, 28-25 right now. You guys happy with the pace of the game?
Yeah, I mean, we're hustling back on defense. We're trying not to make it too high scoring. But, it's tough to control them. They're real fast. But we're playing pretty good, so we're just going to keep on attacking and trying to shut down their big scores.
Now, you guys were real aggressive in the first quarter, getting to the rim and get off to a 15-5 lead, and you closed the first half out that way. Is that the message in the locker room?
Well, we're just trying to survive because they're taking a lot of gambles on defense. So at times we got to attack, and at times we got to try to run some offense. I thought we shot a couple threes way too early, and we can't settle for threes early in the offense. We got to keep on running offense and earn it. Some screens, what we're working on in practice.
All right. Good luck in the second half. Coach John Shea and his Bacon Academy Bobcats, Casey, they've been here before. They're going to find a way to close this game out and make a trip to the finals on Friday night against the New London Whalers.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. There are the New London High School Whalers. They had a victory in game number 1, and they're wanting to find out who they're going to play on Friday night. Well, if you want to find out, you got to come back on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
My name is Deanna Shepard-Smith. I have 2 kids at Nathan Hale Elementary School in New London. They come from out of town, so they get up really early, get the bus, they come to school. The way that they teach the students here, it's concentrated on how the child learns. So each child is treated individually on how they learn and how they excel. I would say absolutely hands down, do what you can to get in. Without a doubt, I can't even begin to express how big the impact is.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
A 2016 Chevrolet Cruze Limited LS leased for $95 a month or drive for only $48.49. That's right, drive for only $4,849.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
The day's coverage of the ECC tournament is brought to you by Filomena's Restaurant. Now, we are very excited about the debut of this next group of features, the All Game Day team. The Game Day crew selected a group of 6 players whose performances during our Game Day broadcast stood out amongst this year's Game Day broadcast. Get to know them and why they earned their All Game Day status. The first member of the 2016 All Game Day team is Riley Dyer, a sophomore center for the Bacon Academy Bobcats who never played bigger than he did against Ledyard on February 2nd. Despite a 6-point loss, Dyer had a double-double with 18 points and 13 rebounds.
I'm Riley Dyer. I'm the center for the Bacon Bobcats. My favorite team is Boston Celtics, and Larry Bird was the ultimate favorite player for me.
Who is your funniest player on your team and why?
It's probably Peter Gazibwe. He just always has a comment to make, and usually is just uplifting. He's always a good guy to have around, especially game day.
What's your favorite memory of the season so far?
Probably 2 of them, the 18 points against Ledyard and my dunk against East Line.
What's one message that you have taken away from Coach Shea throughout the course of the year?
Body language and just working as hard as you possibly can for as long as you're in.
The next member of the All Game Day team, Waterford's Landon Peabody. The senior guard was a preseason candidate for Player of the Year for Waterford, and he showed why in Waterford's dramatic win over NFA on January 26th, scoring 28 points to lead the Lancers.
I'm Landon Peabody, senior guard for the Waterford Lancers. Definitely like to model my basketball game after Damian Lillard.
What's your favorite memory of the season so far?
My most memorable moment would have to be the St. Bernard's game. Beating New London was definitely up there, matching with St. Bernard's. We always wanted to beat them, and against St. Bernard's we were down by a lot, and we came back and won. So those two games definitely up there.
Do you have any superstitions, things you will or won't do?
Yeah, my basketball superstition is that I won't tape my ankles, and only sometimes I'll double sock certain games.
Who would be the toughest person to guard in the league?
So far, I would have to say me or Eddie.
The next member of the All Game Day team, Colin Shannon. It was the Game Day Play of the Year. Taking an inbounds pass from sophomore Mike Bassetto, junior forward Colin Shannon led Waterford High School with the shot of his life to beat NFA and earn a spot on the All Game Day team.
I'm Colin Shannon, junior guard for the Waterford Lancers. The Boston Celtics, that's my favorite team. Paul Pierce, my favorite player of all time.
Who is your funniest player on your team and why?
My goofiest teammate, probably Landon, Kevin, or Jake. Man, they're clowns.
What was the response like in school the day after the game winner against NFA?
After that shot, man, the next day everyone was coming up to me saying, great shot. It was a great feeling the next day. I was so excited to go to school, see all my friends and teachers.
What is one message that Coach Bassett has been giving you throughout the year?
He's been telling me to drive. I'm tentative about driving, and I'm getting a little bit better at driving, but I know it's difficult.
Next up, Eddie Volkers. Perhaps the most versatile player in the ECC, preseason Player of the Year candidate Eddie Volkers showed us his brilliance in a January 15th upset over Ledyard, scoring 17 points.
Hello, my name is Eddie Volkers, senior forward, Fitch High School. My favorite team is the Boston Celtics. My favorite basketball player is Dr. J, Julie Serving.
Who would be the toughest person to guard in the league?
The toughest person to guard in the league? Me.
Do you have any basketball superstitions, any things you won't do, or something that you always have to do before or after a game?
I post a game day picture on Instagram. That's why I played bad today, because I didn't post it.
You guys had a coaching change. What's been the message from Coach Bunkley down the stretch about the rest of the season?
Defense and boxing out.
A young member of the All Game Day team, Justice Farris. Justice was served as sophomore guard Justice Farris tipped the scales against Ledyard and propelled Fitch to an upset win. His 14 points were the difference.
Hello, my name is Justice Farris, sophomore guard, Fitch High School. My favorite team would be the Los Angeles Lakers, and my favorite player is Kobe Bryant.
Now, Justice, would you say that your jump shot is smoother than Steph Curry's?
Yes, I would say that Steph Curry cannot beat me in a three-point contest.
Who's the most serious kid on the team? Who's the most
Serious
serious
kid?
player, like most intense?
The Greg Cooper, he's the big man on the team. He's serious, straight A student. He does what he has to do.
Do you have any basketball superstitions, anything that you always do or have to do before a game?
Well, before a game, I used to go to my grandmother's house, and she used to cook me some food before, some pasta, some pork chops, whatever I'm hungry for.
And the final member of the All Game Day team, Stephen Fletcher. Fletcher was a sharpshooter all year for the Colonels, and his performances on game day were no different. Scoring 24 and 23, the junior guard was game day's high scorer of the year.
Stephen Fletcher, junior guard at Ledyard High School, class of 2017. My favorite college basketball team is Duke. If I had to pick one player that I'd like to model myself after, it would definitely be Kobe.
Who is the goofiest member of the Ledyard Colonels?
Definitely Dakota Kilgore. He's funny. Just the stuff he says and his whole demeanor, he's such a fun and happy person to be around.
Who would be the toughest person to guard in the league?
Eddie Volkers. He can fill it up no matter which way you play him. However, he gets up and down, he can shoot the three, and he can attack the basket.
Do you have any superstitions, things you will or won't do?
I do have the special pair of socks. They're my Kobe socks. I wear them under every pair of socks that we have to wear, blue or white.
Junior
home
guard
or away.
was Game
I
Day's
always wear
high
my Kobe
scorer
socks.
of the year. That's all, the 2016 All Game Day team.
There you see all Game Day member Riley Dyer, the sophomore, hoping that his Bobcats can hold on to a 3-point lead here at halftime of game number 2 of the ECC Boys Tournament. Let's find out if they can hold on. Who's going to advance to face New London? We'll find out on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
My name is Deanna Shepard-Smith. I have 2 kids at Nathan Hale Elementary School in New London. They come from out of town, so they get up really early, get the bus, they come to school. The way that they teach the students here, it's concentrated on how the child learns, so each child is treated individually on how they learn and how they excel. I would say absolutely hands down, do what you can to get in. Without a doubt, I can't even begin to express how big the impact is.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
2016 Chevrolet Cruze Limited LT. Lease for $119 a month or drive for only $56.21. That's right, drive for only $5,621.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
The day's coverage of the ECC tournament is brought to you by Philomena's Restaurant. Philomena's, go on down and have some eats. Sports Doctor, give us a prognosis for half number 2.
Well, the recipe for the sports doctor's prescription in the second half is offense. It's 28-25 right now. Ledyard's going to have to find a way to create some offense off their defense, continue to push the tempo. And as Coach Shea, like he said at halftime for Bacon, Casey, just kind of be patient out there. Let's run our stuff. Let's not jack up quick threes. Let's get to the rim. Let's expose their size at disadvantage a little bit, and just stick to our guns a little bit. We got off to an early lead, and things got away a little bit from Bacon down the stretch of the first half, although they have a 3-point lead.
I think the telling thing that Coach Shea said was Ledyard's gambling on defense. If they stay poised, they can get easy baskets against those gambles. But if they don't stay poised, they're going to turn it over, which is what we saw.
Right, throwing up 3-point shots on the first option from 4 or 5 feet behind the arcs, not a good shot.
Ledyard with the first possession of the second half, down 3. Ice Campbell back into the game. Lob up, Whipple, oh, he missed the lob. Oh, what a nice play. McNair hit Whipple, who was above everybody but couldn't finish.
Well, set play coming out of the second half at Dave Cornish and the Ledyard Colonels. Couldn't convert.
That's a momentum builder right there. Prevost, turnaround in the lane, no good. Whipple tips it, Prevost gets it, spins, tries to find Gazibwe, but Whipple comes out of the pack with it. Ahead to McNair for the right-handed layup. It's good.
The push and the hoop and the finish by Booger McNair.
You can see right away, Coach Cornish wants tempo. They came out with a momentum play and early pressure. Matos finds Prevost, goes strong against Whipple, denied. And we're going to get an offensive foul against Austin Prevost after he missed the easy layup. Different energy here in second half already for the Ledyard Colonels. Coach Shea not happy with the lack of a foul call on Prevost going up, and instead he gets his third foul early here in half number 2. Campbell straight away, not his job, misses a 3, and we're going to get Hutchins on a reach-in.
And a 1-3-1 look that time by the Bacon Academy Bobcats in the zone. Different look to start the second half against the Ledyard Colonels.
Austin Prevost pleading his case as he comes out of the game. Riley Dyer back in saying, I was fouled on the way up. I don't know what you want me to do. Matos spins, runner, and we're going to get a block on Hutchins. Couldn't quite get position. Jimmy Matos will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Matos is crafty, isn't he? The quick spin, the turn in with his shoulder, the ability to score. I mean, he's a throwback, Casey. He is a scorer. I mean, he can shoot, he can go to the rim, he can create his own bucket. Jimmy Matos has all the tools on the offensive end of the floor. And as I say that, he misses the foul shot.
Uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
Fan favorite of yours going into the ball game, Anthony Vitorito in for the Colonels, replacing Trevor Hutchins. Another thing about Matos, too, by the way, great kid. Referees in the youth leagues in Colchester, spends time with the kids. And I think that, giving back to the program that way, being a part of the community, something that comes out in the way he plays.
Class act.
McNair back to Campbell. In the corner it goes. Fletcher wanted to shoot, but thought better of it as Matos stepped out on him. Whipple at the foul line, kicks it McNair, long three, no good, but the back rebound goes to Whipple. He slices to the basket. Man, Scotty Whipple is explosive.
Yeah, he can jump. That 1-3-1. You got to be able to rebound on the weak side off of that. Whipple got the long rebound, took it to the rim. 12 points for Scotty Whipple.
And we're going to get a moving screen on Riley Dyer, and that's going to be his third foul.
He has Larry Bird's number. I just noticed that. Number 33, Larry Bird.
He just picked up number 3 as well. Yeah. And Bacon at a noticeable disadvantage when they don't have Prevost in the game from a physical standpoint, and that's Dyer's 4th. As Mike DeMora points out, dire circumstances as Riley Dyer gets his 4th foul. Almost as good as your better than Ezra joke in game number 1. Ball is loose. Ledyard somehow comes out of the pack with it. That was just a hot mess. And a tie ball game. The Colonels with an opportunity to take the lead. Fletcher in the corner. Vitorino pump fakes. Gets it up over Dyer. In and out. Ball tipped. Whipple with the follow. McNair comes down with it. Basket and 1. And Isaiah McNair is fired up. He is the emotional leader of this Ledyard team.
And right now, Ledyard is finally playing with a little bit of passion, a little bit of emotion, a little bit of energy. Maybe it's, the senior Vitorino coming into the game, giving him a little uplift. Whipple out there playing with a lot of energy, but Ledyard seems to be in it to win it here in the third quarter.
Dakota Kilgore into the ball game for the Colonels, and Prevost checks right back in, replacing Dyer. Coach Shea not happy with Dyer's rotation in the 1-3-1. McNair will go to the line with an opportunity to extend the 2-point lead. The scoreboard here at Waterford High School hasn't caught up yet. 32-29 Ledyard.
9 points for Booger McNair as he converts the 3-point play for the Colonels.
Matos, Lawrence, drives, tries to find Prevost. Kilgore intercepts it. Nice job that time by Dakota Kilgore. Stephen Fletcher back up top to Campbell, and Ledyard with a 3-point lead and a chance to extend. Biggest lead of the game so far for the Colonels if they can make a basket here. Whipple fakes just inside the 3-point line. Jumper no good. Lawrence clears, and ill-advised pass to Matos. Stolen the other way. McNair to the basket. Blocked by Prevost, and they're going to get him for his 4th foul. Not good for Bacon Academy. 4 on Prevost, 4 on Dyer.
The turnover, the miscue, the unforced error by Bacon leading to that scoring opportunity for the Ledyard Colonels. Tough way to pick up your 4th foul if you're Prevost. The two big people right now in foul trouble. Dyer has 4, Prevost has 4. I'm not too sure there's a lot more options for John Shea on the bench.
McNair will shoot 2. Chance to extend the 3-point lead. First one is good. Gazibwe is going to check into the ball game for Prevost, and Bacon is small right now. Kelly, Lawrence, Chassis, and Gazibwe, and Matos. Matos might be the tallest player on the floor for the Bobcats right now. One more for McNair. It's good. 5-point Bacon deficit now as Ledyard jumps up 34-29. Matos drives to the basket. Blocked on the backside by Fletcher, but it'll stay Bacon basketball.
I kind of feel like this is the time of the game where Jimmy Matos probably needs to take over a little bit in the offensive end, whether it's going to the basket and creating, dishing, or finishing, or shooting a 3-point shot. Team down by 5 right now, very pivotal point in the ball game.
Ball was loose on the floor after the inbounds pass, and Greg Keith is going to call a foul down low on Ice Campbell, and Bacon will retain possession underneath. Little hold on the inbounds pass. And Scotty Whipple is very active right now defending the inbound against Paul Chassis.
A lot of energy out there for Whipple.
A lot of energy for the Colonels in general. Chassis has to go up all the way to Gazibwe, and Fletcher comes out to guard Matos.
Good matchup right there.
Defensive energy for Ledyard really, really high right now. Matos with 3 people finds Chassis, And we're going to get a carry on Paul Chassie. You don't see that often called. We've had it twice in 2 games.
Right now, the body language for Bacon is very frustrated. They cannot find a bucket here in the offensive end. Danger zone time for the Bobcats.
Not a lot of answers right now on the bench for Coach John Shea. Both big men on the bench with 4 fouls. And with a long time remaining in this game. Fletcher in the corner. And Ledyard gets it inside. Dakota Kilgore gets Kelly in the air. And Gazibwe comes out of the pack with it, but loses it out of bounds, and it'll stay Ledyard basketball. A very, very small Bacon lineup on the floor right now. Very small, actually. Both
Ledyard,
teams.
yeah.
Ledyard's gone small, too.
Going to sit back in that 1-2-2 zone.
Campbell swings to McNair. In the corner, Fletcher pulls up 3. Got it! Ice water in the veins of Stephen Fletcher.
From downtown, rising up, sticking to 3.
Chassie tries to answer. Long, weak side rebound, Gazibwe. Gets it to Matos. Crucial point in the game as Bacon is down 8. And Matos takes it to the baseline where he's fouled by Fletcher.
You know, Stephen Fletcher is one of those rhythm shooters, streak shooters. You know, don't think, son. Just catch and fire.
I'm going to be curious if Mike tomorrow agrees with me, but there was a great shooter for New London High School by the name of Isaiah Curtis. And Stephen Fletcher has some similarities in his game to Isaiah Curtis, who went on to a very good career at Conn College. He was an excellent Division III basketball player.
He played for Glenn Miller?
He did. Chassie, straightaway 3. In and out, no good. Whipple with the rebound, loses it to Chassie. Lawrence is going to try to take a 3, and he nails it.
Bombs away for the Bacon
Lawrence.
Academy Bobcats.
Big 3 that time.
Well-needed bucket that time for Bacon.
Cuts the lead to 5. Now Matos with the steal. Up ahead of Campbell with a layup, and it's now 3. So Bacon on a little run right now. Cuts the Ledyard lead to 3.
Little 5-0 run by the Bobcats. 3-point shot and an easy scoring opportunity.
Fletcher fakes the 3 this time. Instead throws up a little right-handed floater. Stephen Fletcher's feeling it.
Man, when you're on, Casey. No doubt about that.
Chassie drives to the basket. No foul. Bacon is incensed. Up ahead it goes to McNair. Layup is good, and just like that, 4 points the other way, and Coach John Shea wants a timeout, and he is irate.
Looking for the reach-in call. Ledyard takes advantage. Coast to coast. Colonel style of basketball. Attack, attack, attack. Ledyard extends the lead back up to 7.
Wow. Very, very hotly contested, just like the previous 2 games. Ledyard back up on top by 7. You know, Philomena's restaurant right here in Waterford, Connecticut is owned and operated by a local family, and they pride themselves on hiring local, buying local, and donating local. Thinking of holding a holiday fundraiser or just a fundraiser in general? Well, with flexible seating capacity that can accommodate up to 150 guests, Philomena's would be thrilled to team up with you and make the event a great success. Visit philomenascafe.com for more info.
You know, in the scoring column for the Ledyard Colonels, Casey, it kind of really jumps out. You have Booger McNair with 12, Stephen Fletcher with 15, Scotty Whipple with 12, and the rest of the team with 1.
Wow.
That's a balanced scoring attack. 3 guys doing all the work for the Ledyard Colonels.
I thought Bacon was onto something there with a little 5-0 run, and then right away, back-to-back baskets by Ledyard. Really sort of like 2 heavyweights in the ring just throwing haymakers at each other.
Right, and that's how quickly turnovers can kill you out there. It's just like that. You turn the ball over, and Ledyard is so fast getting up the other end of the court. They get to the rim with ease.
Big possession for the Bobcats, down 7. Matos, Chassie, foregoes the 3, gives it back to Matos with the left hand, little runner. Bank shot, no good. Fletcher comes out of the pack with it, and he'll push. Fletcher. Kelly reached in. Fletcher, wild shot, no good. Ball tipped. Kelly ahead of the pack with no one. The layup, and Whipple, and we get a goaltend against Scotty Whipple.
Scotty Whipple going up and trying to take the ball off the rim that time.
Man, he can jump out. You know, he can jump out of the gym. He really can. I mean, you hear that phrase used a lot, but Scotty Whipple's got up.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to do that either. Let the ball go through the cylinder or let it come off. Don't give them the 2 points.
Well, the basket was in. I mean, that was just – the basket was in. He stopped it with a little thing. The Kilgore back up top three for Whipple. No good, short. Kelly with a strong rebound, and the undersized Bobcats doing a nice job right now against this Ledyard team. Kelly, wild in the lane, no good, but he's going to go to the line and shoot two. Sean Kelly has an opportunity to cut into a 5-point lead, and John Shea is going to gamble, and he's going to send Austin Prevost into the game with 4 fouls.
Yeah, and the one thing I like about Kelly, he's staying aggressive. He's missed a couple of three-point shots. He's missed a couple of looks at the rim, but he's continuing to stay with it and stay aggressive. Sean Kelly, he shows you, Casey, his competitive nature as an athlete, whether it's football and or basketball.
Knocks the first one down, cuts the lead to 4. Prevost back into the basketball game. Who's he going to replace?
Kelly and Jimmy Matos, both with 11, leading the way for the Bacon Academy Bobcats. 11 matches his jersey number.
One more for the quarterback. Knocks it down. Nice stroke by Sean Kelly. Cuts the lead to 3. Fletcher running the point right now with McNair. Fletcher, nice pass to Kilgore. Kilgore back to Fletcher. Nice floater.
Look.
I think Stephen Fletcher's a scorer, plain and simple. The kid knows how to get the ball into the basket.
Yeah, nice look by Dakota Kilgore there, and an easy hoop by Stephen Fletcher.
Matos harassed in the corner. It goes to Lawrence. Pump fake, looking for a cutter. Now puts it to the floor to Gazibwe. Gazibwe pulls up from the foul line. No good. That is not Peter Gazibwe's game, but Austin Prevost is going to get called for his 5th foul. And with 1:24 in the third period, Austin Prevost is going to foul out of this game. And I don't know whether or not it's a foul, but I got to tell him, you got to know you have 4 fouls. You just can't do that. You're not in a position where you can try to tie somebody up.
And again, we've seen this time and time out again at the high school level. You know, a frustration foul off of a missed layup, we see that a lot of time at a high school level, and that really hurts your team, puts them in a big bind. 80 feet away from the basket, son.
Prevost was in the game for 31 seconds before he got that 5th foul from the time he came into the game with 4. Chassie's going to go in to replace him. And I don't have a problem, even if he stripped it clean, even if replays show he got all ball. You just got to know that your job right now is to not get involved in things that can get you a 5th foul. And now it's a 5-point lead in the basketball again for the Colonels. Gazibwe gets Fletcher to pick up his dribble, but he gets it over to McNair and then back to Fletcher. Ledyard content to getting some time off the clock. We saw this previously. It got them completely out of rhythm. Under a minute now, here we go in the third period. Ledyard with a 5-point lead.
We saw that in the first game against Bacon.
That's exactly right.
That's how Bacon got back into the game first time around.
Fletcher loses the basketball, and we're going to get a backcourt violation as Gazibwe did a great job hounding Fletcher. 43 seconds remaining and Bacon ball.
Now, you see, I don't like that style of brand basketball by Ledyard Colonels. I mean, being aggressive was what got him the 5-point lead. There's still a minute and change left to go. Keep attacking. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Casey.
Matos, one-on-one on Fletcher, goes with the left hand, crosses over, gets to the basket. Jimmy Matos, that's a pro move right there.
He can score. He's just, if you talk about Fletcher, Jimmy Matos can score the basketball.
2 prime scorers guarding each other, and not very well, I might add, because the other guy's just that good.
They're just using each other up out there.
Under 20 seconds now. Ledyard is going to have at least a 3-point lead going into the break because they are going to hold this for the last shot. Whipple, Fletcher, and McNair. Now Whipple goes down on the block. Turner's down there with him, along with Kilgore. Under 5 seconds. Fletcher swings to McNair. Long 3 from McNair. Whipple comes down with it and blocked by Kelly at the buzzer. And we are at the end of period number 3. Ledyard 43, Bacon 40. Fourth quarter action. When we come back, you're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Chevrolets do cost less at MJ Sullivan's.
2016 Chevrolet Malibu Limited LT for only $157 a month, or drive for only $62.07. You heard me right. Drive it for only $6,207.
Your Chevrolet leader for over 30 years. MJ Sullivan, Chevrolet Cadillac Buick.
Did I ever tell you how much I loved you?
Citizens of Earth, don't believe you'll miss me when I'm gone.
The day's coverage of the ECC tournament is brought to you by Philomena's Restaurant. Philomena's right there. See that right there? Sports. You look good. You look good in a bucket hat.
I feel like I'm going fishing.
You want to cast?
I don't know. I mean, you fish? You hunt and fish,
for compliments.
Oh, boy. Casey, I can't take myself seriously in this thing.
Well, that's okay. I can't take you seriously without it, so either way.
Big fourth quarter here on tap here at Waterford High School for a trip to face the London Whalers.
Kelly pulls up. I think someone got a piece of it, and we're going to get on the line. Scotty Whipple stepped on the line. It'll be Bacon ball. Kelly, I think, had the shot blocked from the corner. Fortunate break that time for the Bobcats. Kelly will inbound underneath. McNair on him. He'll go all the way up top to Chassis. Chassis penetrates, and we're going to get a foul. I think it's going to be against Dakota Kilgore, but Paul Chassis is going to go to the line, and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, Chassis is another one of those athletes. You know, he plays football, plays basketball, he plays all three sports. Another very active player out there for the Bacon Academy Bobcats. And they're going to need another guy to step up, whether it's Kelly, Chassis, Lawrence, to maybe help Matos out down the stretch in this ballgame.
Yeah, he was big play Paul Chassis throughout the course.
Oh, yeah.
Or classy Paul Chassis.
Sure.
During the football season, he had a lot of big catches. But on the basketball court, more of a role player. Knocks down the second one, cuts it to two, and Ledyard looks to push. In the corner, Whipple, McNair, and Fletcher. Kilgore pops to the top, drives, gets it underneath it. Hutchins, and he walked. I think Hutchins was shocked that Dakota Kilgore got him that basketball.
Yeah, a little bit. Dakota Kilgore is one of the best passers on that Ledyard team, and you've got to be ready down low, son. When the ball comes to you, send it in.
Chassis, wide open three, short, gets his own rebound, loses it to Fletcher. Oh, missed opportunity for Bacon. Fletcher pushes for Ledyard. Fletcher pulls up from the foul line, no good. Kilgore battles for the rebound. Chassis comes out of the pack with it, tries to get it ahead to Gazibwe, who loses it, and he finds Kelly. Kelly spots up, wide open three, no good. Sean Kelly wishes he had that one back just off the side of the rim, and then a wild pass by Whipple over the top of Kilgore, and it will be Bacon basketball. And Coach John Shea with gamble number 2, he's going to put Riley Dyer back into the ballgame. I think it's because he likes this small lineup enough that he feels that he can get away with putting Dyer in. If he fouls out, he goes small.
Yeah, sure, an added bonus, and let's hope that Riley Dyer can stay on the floor for more than 31 seconds, like Prevost did. But I like the gamble, too. It's a good move. He's showing he can stick in the game with the smaller lineup. You're right.
And now I love the strategy now, the chess match, because Coach Dave Cornish is going double big. He's got Turner and Hutchins in the game. He's going to go right after Dyer and try to get him off the floor.
Right, and Turner gives them an extra scoring punch, which Kilgore did not.
Matos pulls up from three. A tip by Gazibwe. Gazibwe again, blocked by Whipple. It'll stay Bacon basketball, but Peter Gazibwe, athletic on the offensive glass.
And Whipple said, not in my watch, son. Big time block.
Matos gets the inbounds pass, drives right, behind his back, pulls back, gets a screen in between people. Kelly, hard to the basket, and he'll be fouled. Sean Kelly made a smart choice that time, and he'll shoot two.
And again, compliment Jimmy Matos for the drive. He draws all the attention for the defense. Kelly comes sneaking on the baseline, going to the line to shoot two. Jimmy Matos could do it all out there. He's a great scorer and a facilitator for this Bacon Academy team. He's a good basketball player, Casey. Played it simple.
Vitorito into the ball game, replacing Hutchins. So Turner now the big man on the floor for Ledyard. Kelly will shoot two with a chance to tie this ball game. It's been a while since Bacon's been even after having the lead much of the first half. First one good. Sean Kelly true from the foul line.
He's a competitor. Sean Kelly is one of those throwback kids. He plays multiple sports, works out in the offseason, gets the most out of his high school experience, that's for sure.
I would say that Sean Kelly is one of the players that most opponent teams don't like. And right. I found as I got older that the kids I didn't like turned out to be great teammates.
Sure.
Because they were the ones that were so competitive that they're great teammates. And that's why they're not liked. Whipple drives to the basket. Opportunity just slips out of his hands, but he'll go to the line to shoot two. Nice answer from Scotty Whipple.
Right, and again, we're going to try and beat this point to the ground. Prevost is out of the game. Dyer's got 4 fouls. We'll slip Whipple into the high post and the foul line, try and get him to the basket or get Riley Dyer out of the ballgame. Good, strong, aggressive move that time by Scotty Whipple.
When I was 15 years old and Jim O'Neill said that he was going to ask Chris Podeswa of Waterford to play for New London Legion, I said, I'm sorry, if that kid plays, I don't want to play. I don't like that kid at all.
He was an opponent player.
He was Waterford High School shortstop. And Jim O'Neill, the coach, said, well, I'm sorry. We'll really miss having you this year. And I ended up becoming best friends and rooming on the road with Chris Podeswa, one of the best teammates I ever had, because he's a competitor. Kelly goes wild to the basket, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Ledyard. Kelly will have an opportunity to right the ship here and maybe tie things up or give the lead as the foul is on McNair.
Yeah, that time Kelly just flat out beat Isaiah McNair off the dribble, took him to the hole, put the guard in a real tough position.
Kelly with an opportunity. He's been perfect from the line so far today.
15 points for Sean Kelly.
I don't know if he's hit the rim yet.
Very quietly scored 15 points in this game. He's been very steady. He is definitely the Robin to the Batman of Jimmy Matos.
I think Kelly is 8 for 8 from the foul line and hasn't hit the rim yet on any of those foul shots.
Smooth, like the sports doctor.
1 point, Bacon lead as we come down under 6 minutes. In the corner, Vitorito fakes the three. Ledyard again slowing the pace. Fletcher and McNair. In the corner, Vitorito takes a three. In and out, rebound Dyer. Matos. Got a stop dribble. Matos pulls up from three. No good. Gazibwe with a tip. Out it comes to Lawrence. Drives baseline. Up top, Kelly, and they're going to get a whistle.
Wow.
Stepped on the baseline.
Out of bounds.
Lawrence stepped on the baseline. And that's too bad for Bacon because Kelly drained the three.
Yeah, Sean Kelly is on fire. This game is slowed down and played into Bacon Academy's hands. Ledyard got hot early because it was very fast-paced. A little lazy, a little methodical right now for the Colonels on the offensive end.
Listen, Dave Cornish has forgotten more about basketball than I know.
Sure.
But I just don't understand why he lets this team go into these slowdown modes. It never seems to work out well. They seem to get completely out of their rhythm and allow teams to get back into games. We saw it against Bacon. We saw it against New London. We're seeing it again tonight against Bacon. McNair, long three. In and out. Whipple with the rebound. Back up top it goes to Fletcher. McNair wants it back. Fletcher drives instead. And Dyer's going to take the charge. Riley Dyer stood his ground, drew the charge on Stephen Fletcher.
A little bit out of control that time by the young man. You know, the art of the pull-up jump shot from 10 feet seems to be lost in today's basketball game. Stephen Fletcher going in. Got a guy there willing to take the charge. Rise up, young man. Hit that 10-footer. 11-3 run by the Bacon Academy Bobcats. Casey has them up by 1 with 5 minutes to go in this game.
Lawrence will inbound underneath the basket. Ledyard's going to pressure. Kelly and Matos are back with Lawrence underneath the basket. Fletcher and McNair are going to do the pressure on the ball. They got something to the middle to Kelly. Kelly pulls it back, drives to the basket, gives a little elbow on McNair. Kelly, pull up three, short, rebound Turner. McNair might have gotten a piece of that. Up ahead it goes to McNair. He fakes the three, and we're going to get a touch foul on Peter Gazibwe, but that's going to put McNair at the line to shoot 1-1.
Definitely a little nickel dimer, 30 feet away from the hole.
I'm not sure that was even worth that 15 cents. That's a couple of pennies.
2 bits.
2 bits.
But 2 bits, as they would say back in the day.
Nope. I'm not sure. It's shaving the dun, 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 dun. That's right there. That's a shaving haircut. 2 bits. Did you know that? McNair.
Yeah, I want to take a second to thank site coordinators Dave Souza, Jimmy Bunicor, Mark Romano.
We should take a little more than that time. You know, Jimmy Bunicor, Mark Romano over at Fitch High School for the quarterfinals. At Dave Souza to the mix here at Waterford High School for the semis. Again, Friday, they run a class tournament, and they have been very generous to us here at Game Day. We want to thank them all the crew here, all the helpers at both Fitch High School and Waterford High School for putting on a great ECC boys tournament.
Yeah, Dave back on his feet, ready for golf season this year. Over to my left. Dave and I coached at Bacon Academy together.
Oh, Lawrence on a nice cut. And Matos finds him, and Bacon gets back on top by a point. I think we're going to be heading to another one of those finishes, Sports Doctor. Lawrence. I don't know what Gazibwe's going to do that time. Great job by Fletcher. Got right on Gazibwe's hip and just kind of stayed with him, and he'll go to the line to shoot 1-1.
And Fletcher's showing you the ability he has to take over a ball game when needed, if needed, for the Ledyard Colonels. Into the lineup is Austin Brand for the first time, number 23.
Gazibwe, 4 fouls for Bacon. That's an important defensive player for them. Fletcher misses the second. Dyer with the rebound. Front end of the 1-1 missed by Stephen Fletcher, a very reliable shooter. Matos finds Lawrence. Lawrence has Kelly. And we get a double dribble on Bacon on Lawrence as he tried to get the ball to Kelly, and Ledyard basketball.
Right in front of John Shea. No argument, no questions asked.
John Shea went, no, it wasn't. And Tony Nacito went, yes, it was. That's easy as that. Whipple cuts to the basket. Dyer couldn't get a body on him. Out of the pack comes Kelly, and we're going to get a foul on Brandt. Now Kelly will go to the line to shoot 1-1. 4 minutes remaining. These teams are going to shoot a lot of free throws.
Yeah, game is slowed down. Feels like it's in quicksand here in the last 2 minutes. Scoring is at a bare minimum. Plays at a bare minimum. Plays getting a little sloppy on both ends.
First one by Kelly is up and good.
Still hasn't hit the rim, Case.
2-point Bacon lead. Kelly is almost automatic from the foul line. Let's see how much of a jinx that one is.
17 points for the senior.
Kelly dips, second one up, and good. That time it at least hit the back of the rim.
Yeah, back iron, yeah.
3-point Bacon lead.
Ledyard needs a bucket. 3 trips down, Casey. They have not scored.
McNair barking commands. Now back up top to Fletcher. Whipple's on the other side. Swings in the corner. Brandt out top. Fletcher. Whipple. Brandt runs to the corner again. Around the corner. Open straightaway look for Fletcher. No good. And Dyer fighting for the rebound. And we're going to get a foul on Austin Brandt. And that's going to send Riley Dyer to the line. And he'll shoot 2 as Ledyard now puts Bacon in the double bonus.
Things have really slowed down in the offensive end for the Ledyard Colonels. And, two reasons for that. First of all, it's the Bacon's defense, but the pace of the game has almost came to a crawling right now. And Ledyard got back into it in the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter by running up and down the floor. Bacon's dictating the pace of the game with their defense. Down the stretch here, Casey.
Dyer misses the first one. Big second one to make it a 2-possession game. One more for sophomore Riley Dyer, a member of the all GameDay team. Second one is arced and good. 4-point Bacon Academy lead. And we're going to get a timeout for Coach Dave Cornish. He wants a full timeout. That's my cue to tell you, what happens if you can't get to Philomena's? What if you're stuck at the office? You can't get to Philomena's. What do? Well, you let them bring the party to you. Much like the Sports Doctor, the party wherever you are.
Making a house call.
Philomena's offers full catering services 7 days a week for any occasion, whether you choose to celebrate in the comfort of your own home or at Philomena's in one of its 2 private event rooms. Please call or visit philomenascafe.com for more information. It's easy to enjoy the always fresh food of Philomena's right here in Waterford. You know what, Sports Doctor? I got a promotion we got to do. In the spring, we're gonna have a contest. And whoever wins the contest and places a catering order at Philomena's, the Sports Doctor delivers the catering order to their house.
I can do that. I can make a house call.
Makes a little house call.
Yeah, I can do that. That's a good idea. Now, Casey, 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in this game. Things have slowed down for Ledyard on the offensive end. I'm sure Coach Dave Cornish, he's inserted Ice Campbell back into the game. You got to find a way to push the tempo and speed things up in this game. Because you see what happens when the game slows down? Bacon takes a 4-point lead. So things have gotten away a little bit from Ledyard by slowing things down.
I still think it's remarkable. On the floor right now, 3:35 remaining in the ECC semifinals, and freshman Kenny Turner on the floor for Ledyard. That's how much confidence Coach Dave Cornish has in this 9th grader. Whipple gets the ball right at the foul line. Now back it goes to Campbell. Campbell finds Turner. Turner pulls up just inside the three-point line and drains it.
On cue.
That's a freshman. He should be playing at 3 o'clock, not at 7:30.
He's played them all this year. He's played freshman, JV, and varsity.
Ledyard section getting a little bit more into it. Now Kelly has the ball. Drives, spins on Campbell. Tipped. Kelly gets it, and Turner knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay Bacon ball. 3 minutes on the dot.
Saw the ball denial that time to Matos as Kelly was looking to get him to rock. Fletcher and Campbell denying the pass.
Matos wide open 3, but we're going to get an offensive foul. And for the second time, a Bacon player drains a three-pointer, but we get an offensive foul negating the basket.
Yeah, off the ball as well, on the opposite side of the court, off the play. That's a big-time unforced error for the Bobcats. Gives Ledyard a chance. It could be a 6-point swing.
And that's 4 on Lawrence. Lawrence has 4. Gazibwe has 4. Dyer has 4. Bacon needs to hold on just to have bodies to play in this thing.
Mike DeMauro is the only guy in this game not in foul trouble.
In the corner, Fletcher finds a cutting Whipple. Whipple spins. Gazibwe has to give him room. Ball tipped. What a nice rebound by Kelly. You saw Dyer had to give the spin up because he doesn't want to foul, and Whipple missed the shot. We're going to get a timeout at Bacon Academy.
Chess match here down the stretch in the last 2.5 minutes of this game. 1 possession ball game for a right to go to the finals on Friday night and take on the London Whalers. And Coach Shea just want to make sure his kids and him are all on the same page.
I think Coach Craig Parker right now is going, go to overtime. Go to double overtime. Let's play a while. I want, exhaust yourselves. And right now, the key for Bacon, I think, they had the 2-point lead. They got to keep the 3 guys, Riley Dyer, Zach Lawrence, and Peter Gazibwe, they got to keep them on the floor. They all have 4 fouls. They can afford to lose 1 because Paul Chassie will come into the game. But if they lose more than 1, he's going to start going to guys on the bench that aren't in the game at this time.
Well, I mean, this is winning time as well. There's 2.5 minutes left to go in the game, so they have to stay aggressive. I mean, granted, play smart. Don't pick up any cheap fouls, but you got to stay aggressive. And we got to find a way to close out this ball game because in the first 2 matchups against Ledyard, they could not close the game out. And right now, that's got to be in the back of the mind of Coach Shea and the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
One of the keys to the game, you said it, they have to finish.
Tie-up possession here, Casey. Next time, it'll be Ledyard basketball. Possession hour in their favor.
Kelly has McNair, both teams in the double bonus, so we're shooting 2 the rest of the way. Kelly gets a screen. Dyer rolls, but Kelly pulls it out. Wants to give it to Matos, and Fletcher almost stole it. Matos comes, pulls up for 3, drains it! Jimmy Matos!
The gamble, the big-time shot, 16 points for Matos.
McNair runs the other way. Kelly with a strong rebound, and he's fouled, but we're going to call a jump ball. Oh, John Shea's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. He can't get a tee, but they just called a jump ball with Kelly. And as you mentioned, the jump ball favors Ledyard.
Wow.
I don't know what to say about that one. That one seemed easy. Way up top it goes to Campbell, and he goes back court. He lost sight of where he was.
Wow. Unforced errors for the Ledyard Colonels.
Dakota Kilgore checks into the game for Isaiah Campbell. Bacon ball, under 2 minutes, up 5. And Matos is John with Booger McNair. And we're going to get a foul on a hold on Ledyard, and Matos is going to go to the line. Foul on Stephen Fletcher. Matos will shoot 2, but Booger McNair is John. He's right in the grill of Jimmy Matos. 2 very highly spirited players, but Matos has a chance to extend a 5-point Bacon lead.
Real important here for the Ledyard Colonels to hold their composure.
First one by Matos, no good, but it's in the double bonus, so he'll get one more.
It's just they got to try and hold things together. They're only down by 5 points in this ball game, and things starting to unravel a little bit for the Colonels.
Second one for Matos, front rims it, and Whipple comes down with it. Matos missed 2 important free throws. Fletcher, Whipple, stripped, Dyer on the floor, ball's loose. What do we got? on the line. What do we got? Officials say Scotty Whipple's got a cramp, but I still don't know what the call is. I believe they're going to say out of bounds, and it's going to be Bacon basketball. And it will be Bacon basketball on the tie-up. Whipple was on the line. Full court pressure from Ledyard. Lawrence to inbound. Up ahead to Dyer. He passes off and gives Matos a screen. Matos cuts to the basket, and a scoop layup is good. Jimmy Matos.
18 points for Jimmy Matos. He can knock down the three. He can take it to the rim. Trying to will his team to win down the stretch for a matchup on Friday night with the New London Whalers.
7-point Bacon Academy lead. We said it's hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season. Ledyard in danger of not being able to accomplish just that. And we talked about Ledyard, New London. We've seen New London upset. I'll always remember when Woodstock got him in the semis.
Right.
And people said, you know, it's hard to have the bullseye on your chest all the time. Well, right now, it's a double bullseye. A, they're Ledyard, the number 1 seed, and B, they've beaten this team 2 times.
Yeah, the pace of this game really slowed down with about 5.5 to 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Bacon Academy was able to hang around, chip away, finally take the lead, and Ledyard has been stuck in quicksand for the last 4 minutes on the offensive end. And a lot of that is due to, Bacon dictating the game offensively with their defense, if that makes any kind of sense, Casey O'Neill.
It does, Sports Doctor, and you can check out Scotty Whipple a second ago, limping. He's trying to work that cramp out. 135, and Ledyard, Stephen Fletcher, will run the point. Turner, back to Fletcher, steps to the foul line, gives it back to Turner. Turner in the corner, Whipple drives to the basket. Dyer tries to take the charge, no call. Basket good. Quick inbounds, Matos trying to push. Matos trying to draw a foul, instead gives it up top to Kelly. Kelly drives to the basket, back to Gazibwe, back to Matos. They're going to make him foul, and McNair fouls Matos up high, and that's going to put Matos at the line to shoot 2.
Situational basketball right here for the Ledyard Colonels with 1:08 left to go. If a kid like Peter Gazibwe gets the ball, foul him. Put him at the line. Try to deny Kelly. Try to deny Matos. Find the weak free throw shooters. As soon as they catch it, no questions asked, foul, put him at the line.
Matos is a great foul shooter, but he missed his last 2. Here he has a chance to redeem himself with 2 more. And he makes the first one. 6-point Bacon lead.
Smooth.
One more for Matos. Smooth as silk that time. 7-point Bacon lead, and they're starting to sense it here at Waterford High School. Fletcher, 3, no good. Rebound comes out to McNair. Quick 3, back iron, no good. Gazibwe tips it. It's loose. Gazibwe has it. Loses it. Dives on the floor. Hustle play by Gazibwe, and it's a tie-up. And it will be Bacon Academy basketball. Dakota Kilgore fired up. Gazibwe with an absolute hustle play, diving on the floor. The heart of Peter Gazibwe. And we're going to get a tie-up that'll be Bacon ball with 52 seconds remaining and a 7-point lead.
The competition, the tie-up, the bit of a scrum there. Bacon comes away with it on the held ball. What a ball game.
Bacon's going to try to get Paul Chassie in the ball game to get some more free throw shooting, but the officials want to settle this thing down and talk it over. Keith, Radiccioni, and Nacito are officials today. They're talking over.
I think it's safe to say, not the teams, but kind of both programs don't like each other.
That's safe to say. That's a full rivalry going.
Yeah, I mean, within the football season and the tough 2 games, and neither one of these teams wants to lose this ball game.
That's true. They're going to get Chassie into the game, replacing Dyer. So Bacon has its best ball handling team on the floor right now, and its best foul shooting team on the floor right now. Lawrence to inbound. They want to get it in the hands of Kelly or Matos. Instead, they get it to Chassie. Chassie gives it to Kelly. Kelly breaks pressure, gets it ahead to Matos, but they're going to get a foul on Whipple. And that's going to put Sean Kelly at the line with a 7-point lead and 47 seconds remaining.
Kelly's been clutch here in this ballgame. He has 18 points. Him and Matos have combined for 38 of the 57 points.
Kelly has been smooth all night. Finally hits the rim. It still goes in.
Yep, shooter's touch. Shooter's touch, number 11.
Kelly been perfect from the line tonight.
19 points for the senior.
Extends the lead to 8. One more would make it a full 3-possession game. And he got it.
Ledyard needs points in a hurry.
Fletcher,
2 or 3.
Long 3 for Fletcher. Banks it, no good. Rebound Whipple. Goes up strong, misses the layup. Weak side rebound by Kilgore, and he draws a foul. And if that's not a technical foul, I'm shocked. The officials are gonna let that one go. Foul is on Chassis. It's gonna put Kilgore at the line. Somebody spiked the basketball and got away with it because the officials don't like that.
No. Yeah, Greg Keith talking it over right now with Tony Nacito.
So Kilgore is going to go to the line. He'll shoot 2. And we are going to get a technical foul on Scotty Whipple of the Ledyard Colonels. And we're getting a technical foul on the Ledyard bench. Assistant coach Troy McKelvin was voicing his displeasure with Greg Keith.
Things unraveling down the stretch here for the Ledyard Colonels. Successful season will more than likely end tonight. That was a bit of a late technical foul call by Greg Keith. That was well after the fact. If it was going to be a technical foul, it probably should have happened on the spot. I don't understand the discussion to talk about something that happened 30 seconds earlier.
I'm actually going to defend the officials on this one. What happened was there was multiple things. Kilgore got fouled. The first thing they were doing was just saying, listen, Whipple spiked the ball. He's going to get a technical.
Right.
But Kilgore needs to go to the line to shoot 2. So the discussion was, we're going to call the foul. Kilgore goes to the line to shoot 2, and then we're going to whistle the technical on Whipple.
Right.
And then, of course, Ledyard voicing their displeasure with that, getting a second technical foul.
I just have a problem if there's going to be a technical foul called. It's called as soon as he spikes the ball down.
I don't think they knew who spiked the ball right away. That's why they conferred. They knew they were going to call the technical as soon as they figured out who spiked the ball, but they also needed to make sure they got the whole play right. I actually prefer getting it right to getting it fast. Kelly knocks down the first free throw. I agree with you, Sports Doctor, that you want the technical call as early as you can.
And, of course, the frustration falls on the Ledyard bench, and, Troy McKelvin gets teed up.
But I'm a big believer that getting it right is more important than getting it quickly. And in that particular time, I'd rather they do it right. I understand it. Emotionally, it doesn't feel good for Ledyard, but they still got to keep their composure.
I personally don't like the call.
Oh, I'm not sure if I like the call. I don't mind the amount of time it took to make the call.
Okay.
I think you can.
I thought it was a good call. Yes, it was a good call. I don't like the delay in making the call. Make the call on the spot, move on from there. That's all I'm saying.
Bacon Academy.
And I'm not an official. I don't know.
That's okay, but that's what we do. Opinions matter. 12-point lead for the Bacon Academy Bobcats and the basketball, 36 seconds. And you can see the fans are heading to the exits. Kelly, Ledyard's going to come out of it. They're not going to foul. Just going to pressure. Kelly's going to hold on to it. Kelly's going to drive to the basket. Throw it out to Lawrence. Lawrence back up top to Matos. Over to Peter Chassis, Paul Chassis. And ladies and gentlemen, the Bacon Academy Bobcats have taken one step closer on the road to championship Friday. They will play for the ECC championship here Friday night against the New London High School Whalers. The third time is a charm. Bacon Academy has defeated number 1 seed Ledyard 62-50 after 2 failed attempts during the regular season, and the Bobcats will go to the finals where they will face the New London High School Whalers, who have only been there 17 times themselves in the last 22 years. A very exciting game full of emotion and physicality. Of course, as always, we will have the Sports Doctor. He'll be with winning coach John Shea, along with some of the Bacon players. I believe Jimmy Matos will be down there along with John Shea, maybe Sean Kelly as well. But quite an effort for the Bacon Academy Bobcats, finally getting over the hump against Ledyard. So the sports doctor will have winning coach John Shea and senior leaders Jimmy Matos and Sean Kelly, the two high scorers for Bacon on the evening. As soon as he's ready, sports doctor, you got it.
Coach John Shea, Bacon Academy Bobcats, a trip to the ECC final on Friday night. I guess the third time's a charm.
Yeah, I mean, we played him hard, and Ledyard always plays hard, so this time it didn't look that great, but we tried to put some new things in and try to slow him down a little bit, and it looked like it was doing a good job, but then Ledyard kind of took over. Kids showed a lot of heart. They have a lot of heart all year, so now we got another tough test. New London, they look really good, and they're big, but we'll enjoy this one until practice and try to prepare for the great legend, Coach Parker.
Well, it seemed like with about 6 minutes left to go in the game, you really slowed them down. You switched to a bit of a zone defense, almost a 1-3-1 look, and they had trouble running and trouble getting out on a break, and you guys seemed to flourish from that point on.
Yeah, that's something we just put in this week and try to slow them down a little bit. And I think playing in this gym, too, is a tough place to shoot. So both teams struggled a little bit. So I'm not taking anything away from my kids. They played great, but with those combinations, changing defenses and this different type of gym, I think it really helped us. And our kids did a great job of hustling and rebounding and just scrapping out. These two guys are the best.
Yeah, we'll talk about kids scrapping right here. Jimmy Matos, all-world this year in the ECC. You guys scored 40 of the team's 62 points tonight. You know, Jimmy, it got tough out there, but you never seem to quit trying.
Don't quit. No, I'm not going to stop trying. I'm never going to let my team down like that. We play hard, we give it all on the court, and we came out with the W, of course.
Now, Sean, there's a bit of a rivalry going on between Bacon and Ledyard. What does it mean right now as a senior to have a shot to play for the ECC crown against New London?
Oh, it's great, man. I didn't really think that basketball we'd be playing for the ECC championship, but we are. We all fought hard, and we all stepped up. And I got tired of Jimmy running the show, so I had to get my points in. I had to help him out. It couldn't be all him, and that's how we're going to win. And I'm going to help him out for the rest of the year, and that's what we're going to win.
All right, Coach, what would it mean for Bacon Academy to win the ECC title this year?
It'd be really big. It'd be huge. I can't wait for the game, but we got to get ready. Got to do some more scouting and watch them, and we got to be able to break pressure. They're going to bring it, and we better be ready.
Bacon Academy, along with Ledyard, top two teams in the league this year. Bacon finds a way to get to the final, and against, guess what? The New London Whalers. Things won't get any easier for these Bobcats, Casey O'Neill. Should be a heck of a game on Friday night.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. What a game. A couple of epics here tonight at Waterford High School. The New London High School Whalers over the Griswold Wolverines, and then the Bacon Academy Bobcats finally able to finish what they were not able to finish before, and they beat the Ledyard Colonels and earn a trip to the finals. Friday night, right here on Game Day. 6:45 is our on-air time. 7 o'clock tip-off. The Bacon Academy Bobcats and the New London High School Whalers, the 2016 ECC Boys Final. We'll have it live for you on Friday. The junior voice of Game Day. Take us on out of here.
Thank you for watching Game Day live on theday.com.